Hello, guys, and welcome again to another edition of Learning with Rich. Okay, in this topic, I'm going to teach you how to convert a group objects into a link file. Okay, by the way, do you know that you can actually convert a group to a link file? Okay, a really interesting feature that we have when working with groups is we have the ability to actually convert a group to a link file. So there are some interesting implications to doing that, and what I'd like to do in this exercise is walk through the process of taking a group here in this file that I'm going to use, which is our sample architecture project. Okay, so I'm gonna open this file. Okay, and I'm going to show you first how to group. Okay, so basically you are just going to make a group of elements into one I mean multiple elements into a group. Okay, so I'm going to teach you how to group. Okay, of course, for those advanced users, expert users in Revit, they already know how to create a group. Okay, but since I'm doing this for the beginners, starters of Revit, okay, so this is how you actually create a group in Revit. So let's say these are my furniture. I want to make them a single object. Okay, I want to make a group of these objects. So what I'm going to do is from left to right, I'm going to select the objects. Okay, so this is what we call window selection. Okay, you have another type of selection which is crossing selection. But in this instance, you can you can actually use crossing selection, but for this one, I'll just use window selection. So I need to select all the furniture, but notice that I also selected this portion. So what I'm going to do is, um, I'm going to select here filter. So I only want to select the furniture. So I select the filter, and notice that you'll be able to see here all the categories that is part of the selection here, but I'm gonna select your check none and then go ahead and select furniture, and then I select your OK. Okay, now that all the furniture are now selected, so from the create panel, you will see this option here, create group. It creates a group of elements for easy reuse. Okay, using a group actually, this is depends on the situation. So most of the time, I do not recommend using a group in a project. It's kind of making the file size quite big. Anyway, so I'll just select here create group. Okay, and then after that, you need to rename that. So let's say this is my furnishing. Okay, and then I'm going to select here. Okay, so they are now in group. Okay. So what I'd like to do is walk through the process of taking a group here in this simple file and taking this group, and then after that I'm going to convert it to a link. Okay? Right. Okay, so what I'd like to do is I'm going to select all the furniture here, and then I'm going to create a group. So basically I'll just select again this group, and then I'm gonna hold the control here. And then using window selection, so I'm going to select the objects like this. And then again, I'm going to select your filter. I select your check none, and then I select your furniture, and then okay. So let me just go ahead, select your modify. Okay, so this is now my, oops, what happened? Okay, so, oh, sorry. I forgot to select edit group. So I wanted these furnitures here to be part of the group here. So I'm gonna select this group, and then I select edit group. Okay, edit group. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and select add here, and then hold control. Okay, I can select control. I think I need to select it one by one. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and select all the furniture here. Uh, okay, okay, and there you go. So it's now added to the group. So I'm going ahead and select here finish. All right, there you go. So this is now the group here. Okay, so to convert this group into a link, Okay, you just need to select the group, and then from the group panel, you will see your link. Oh, do you actually know this? Okay, you can actually convert a group into a link. So I'm gonna go ahead and select the link here. It converts the selected group to a link file. So you just need to select that. And then you have two options here. How do you want to convert the group? Replace with a new project file. It saves the group as a new project and then removes the group instance and replaces it with a new link or a link to the new project. Or you can also replace with an existing project file. So it removes the group instance and replaces it with a link to a project that already exists. Okay? So it's up to you. What do you want to select here? But what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to select replace with a new project file. Okay, so I'll just use this one. Okay, and then after that, so I'll just save it here on my documents folder, and then I'll just name it. Okay, let me just use the other option. Let me use this one. Replace with a new project file. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and select my documents and save it here. Now for the file name, I'm just going to use the same group name. Okay, so if the group name is furnishing, so I'll just use that one. So I'm not going to change this. So I'm just going to select here save. All right, there you go. And what will happen is it will open briefly the layout of the link, and then it will go back here in our project. So notice that if I select this one, so it's now actually a link file. There you go. So that is actually how you convert your group into a link. Okay. So what I'm going to do next is, okay, if you have been working with link before, you should know that you will not be able to open your link uh, without uh, closing the link in this project. Okay, so you know that already. So if I'm going to move the slider down, so you can see here the Revit links. If you click the drop down arrow, this is now your link file. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the link file. So I'll just right click this, and then I'm going to select here open and unload. So what will happen is it will open the furnishing project, and it will unload the link here. Okay, so I'm gonna open this, and then I select here OK, and it will open the link. So this is how it looks like. Okay, so what I'd like to do is I'm gonna open the level 1 here. Okay, and then I'll try to do some modification here, a very simple modification. So let's say I'm gonna go ahead and select this one, and I'll try to move this. Let me just select all of this, and then I'll try to move. Okay, let me just move it like this, and then let's say I'm going to rotate 20 degrees, 20. Okay, and I'm gonna do that here also. I'm gonna move this 1000, let's say, and then I'm going to rotate that 20 degrees. All right, so after that, what I'm gonna do next is I'm going to save as this one. Okay, I'm gonna save as, and I'm gonna call this option 2. Okay, this is my option 2. Okay, so that is my option 2. And then after that, I'm going to close now this file. That's my option 2. And then I'll just close this one. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move the slider down, and then I'll right click this one, and then I'm going to select a reload from, and then I'll be able to reload, let's say, the first option, which is this one. So I'm going to go ahead and select that and open. So there you go. So this is now my first option. Okay. Then let's say, for example, I want to see the second option. So what I'd like to do is I'm going to right click this again, reload from, and then I'm gonna go ahead and select furnishing option 2, and then I select here open, and then that's your second option. Okay, so it's up to you. What option do you want? So I'm just showing you here how to convert a group into a link file and how to reload it. Okay, the question is there other ways what you can do that you can do this in a Revit project? Absolutely yes, right? Because we've got design options. So I do have an exercise regarding design options. So we can actually use design options in this type of scenario. For something as simple as this change, design options may be more appropriate. But using group to link, it gives you another alternative. And particularly if the elements that you are modifying belong to another discipline, another project team entirely, like the interior department or the structural department, then using group to link process is a really or real easy way to take some basic elements in your project and create a completely separate project that automatically lines up with and is linked to your original host project. Okay, it allows you to manage those elements and give them off to that other project team so that everyone can continue to work together and see each other's changes as the project progresses. Okay, so there you go. That is actually how you convert a group into a link file. Okay, so hopefully you learned something from this video. If you have questions, comments, or suggestions, just put it on the comment section below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Okay? Once again, this is Rich. Have a nice day and stay beautiful.